Okay, in this video we're going to do the alternative assignment 2. So I'll click on schedule, and it is this assignment here. And so in this assignment we create a database that's got 4 tables. A table called employee, one called department, one called project, and one called assignment. And these tables are linked together in this fashion. We see we've got a one-to-many relationship here with department name, employees assigned to departments, same with project assigned to departments, one-to-many, and then we have this assignment table which keeps track of the employees that are assigned to work on the projects. So we're going to create this table, this database, from a table of spreadsheet that's got the data for these tables as worksheets, and then we're going to answer these. We're going to write queries for these letter questions here. So my approach is to start by logging into WordPress and creating a page for my answers, and then downloading the spreadsheet and saving the data worksheets as separate .csv files. And then I'll go over to cPanel and make sure I have a database to use, or create a new one if necessary. And then I'll import the .csv files as new tables into the database, and I'll name each one of them and set the field types. And then I'll make sure that my ABase plugin in my WordPress is connected to my database. And once that's done, I can start answering the questions. So let's do step 1 first. So I'm going to go to the websites and go to my this is my website here. And I'm going to create another page right here called assignments. That'll be connected here. So I'm going to log into my WordPress dashboard. And enter my username and password. And over here in pages, I'm going to create a new page, add new, and I'm going to call it alternative assignment 2. And right here I'm just going to put an ABase shortcode to make sure that, to confirm that my ABase is plugged in, that I've installed it, and I have, and it's connected to this database here, and we're going to use a different database. Let's see, I'm going to get rid of this over here. I'm going to connect this page to the menu, and I'm also going to copy over this section here. I think I'll do that right now. Copy over here, and I'm going to edit this page, and I'm going to enter and then paste. And that's okay. It's if it goes in as a table, we'll just put the SQL statements underneath each one. And let me get rid of the default template here, make a full page, update, and then I'm going to go to Appearance, Menus, and this is my new page right here, click, and I'm going to add it to the menu, and it gets added down at the bottom here. And I'm just going to drag this up and put it underneath the other. I would put it underneath the assignments. I'll put it as the first one. Okay, and click Save. And go to the website. And now when I go to the alternative assignment 2, I see there's no sidebar over here. And here's where I'm going to put my place my answers. Okay, now I'm going to okay, so I've done that part. Let's see what's next. Now I'm going to download the spreadsheet and save the data worksheets as separate .csv files. So let's go back to assignments, the assignments page here, and let me click on the spreadsheet. And we have 8 worksheets here, and the first 4 are the table definitions, which we will refer to later, and the next 4, the last 4, are the actual data worksheets that we're going to actually import. So let's start by saving the employee data worksheet, and so we need to add employee numbers here. So I'm going to start by going 1, enter, 2, enter, and then I'm going to select the first 2 and drag the square in the lower right hand corner down through the rest of the records so they are numbered numerically, incrementally like that, auto number. And then to save this out, I can just go File, Save As, and let me find where I want to save it. It's on the desktop. In here, I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to resave it as this employee. I'm going to comma separated values, employee, capital EMPLOYEE, and save. Okay, and I'm going to save the active sheet, and I'm going to continue. Next, I'm going to do department, and this looks fine. So I'm going to do File, Save As, and let me go back to desktop in here, and I'm going to name this one Department, all caps. Save. Active worksheet, continue. The third one is project data. That looks fine. Oh, the dates. We need to put the dates in MySQL date format. So to do that, it's got to be 4-digit year, 2-digit month, 2-digit day. So I'm going to select the 2 columns, and I'm going to click on Home, and over here where we set the number format, it should say General. Click down, and I want to do more number formats. And this pops up. And I'm going to go to Custom, and right here where it says General, I'm going to get rid of that, delete, and go YYYY-MM-DD, and click OK. And now they look like this, and that's much better. So let me save this now. Save as, and let me go into my desktop 324, and I'm going to call this project. Save. Active sheet. Continue. And the last one is assignments, and these look fine. So I'm going to go File, save as, assignment, save, active sheet, continue. Okay, that's good. I think we're done with this spreadsheet, so I can just put it away. And so now I've got my .csv files. We look at one of them with, let's say, text edit. We see this is just a nice comma separated values here. So let's close this. All right, let's go now and let's see what's next. So we've done that and we've saved the separate .csv files. So now let's go and create a new MySQL database. I think I'm just going to do that anyway. Let me go back to my, let's find my website. Here it is. It's websites. And my, let's see. Oh, I need to go to cPanel. That's this one. And username, password, login. And I'm going to go to MySQL databases. And I'm going to create a new database called Alternative 2. Alternative 2. How's that? And I'll go back. And now I'm going to connect. I need to connect the WordPress user to be able to access the Alternative 2 database. So let me go down to add user to database, and this is the WordPress user, and I want to connect him to Alternative 2, add, and all privileges, make changes, and so we've granted this user access to this database. Go back. Okay, so I've created a new database, so let me go, done that, and now import the .csv files as new tables. Name each and set the field types. So I'm going to go back to the cPanel home to get to phpMyAdmin, and open up the Alternative 2 database, and we see that there's no tables. That makes sense. So now let me start importing these tables. So I'm going to click Import and Browse, and let me go find let's upload employee, open, and in this case the first line of the file contains the table column name. So click this and then go. And so we look over here at table 1 and we see the table imported very nicely. Now I'm going to import all 4 of these tables first, and I'm just going to name them. I'm on table 1. I'm going to click Operations and name this one Employee, and I'm going to set it to INNODB and click Go. And it doesn't look like it does anything. It's okay. Go click back up here to Alternative 2 database, and we do see it there. So I'm going to do the other 3 tables here now very quickly, and name them and set their database engines to INNODB. Okay, and we have all 4 tables here now. The next step we need to do is set the field types for these tables. Now I'm going to refer back to this the spreadsheet here, and these table definitions here. We see that employee number is going to be an auto number, which means that right now there's 12 employees and they're numbered 1 through 12, and we want it so whenever we add a new employee, the database automatically increments that number and sets that as the new key value. It's a primary key, and we also note here that in the assignment table, there's a foreign key which refers to this value. And surrogate key simply means that the key is actually just a number, doesn't mean anything more than that. That as opposed to, say, for example, the department table, where the key is actually the name of the department. So that's not a surrogate key. That key is actually a field that's used for something. Okay, so let's set these. I'm going to go back to here and click on the structure of employee, and I'm going to start with the first one. So I'm going to click change, remove the limit, set the default to none, and I'm going to close this, set the auto increment, and click uncheck no. Click save. Let me go back to structure. I need to set this as the primary key first. So let me do that. Okay, now let me go back and do what I was trying to do. Move that, none, auto increment, save. Okay, so now that's set up. The first name 25, 25. These two should be 25 wide, so I'm just going to set this to 25. Varchar is fine. Save. Required. That means they cannot be null. So phone is the only one that can be null. So let me go back here and change this. This cannot be null. Okay, last name. We need to change this to 25, and it cannot be null. And we're going to change department here to 35. Cannot be null. And the phone number is 12. It's 12, and it can be null, so we can just leave that. The email can be 100. Not null. Okay, so this table is now all set up according to the definition here. Let's do department. Over here, let's click here, switch to department, and we're going to set this as the primary key. And now we need to set the type as varchar 35, and it's required. These are all required. So the budget code can be 30. Change this to 30, and cannot be null. And the office number can be 15, is 15. 15, and cannot be null. And the phone is 12, and it is required, so it cannot be null. Okay, so that takes care of that. And the third one here, this project definition, let's go to project. Structure. And the first one is a number field, primary key, a long integer. Okay, we can do that. Let's change this to Is there a long int? Big int? How about that? Get rid of this. Ooh, I forgot to set it to primary key. Okay. Now let me change this, and I think everything is fine. Not null. This is going to be none. Save. Primary key. Okay. Project name can be up to 50. These are all required except for the last two don't need to be. Department can be 50. No. 35. Project name can be 50. And max hours is a number. Is there a number? Let's see. I think that's just integer. Remove the max hours. I guess I'll leave that as an integer. And it's can't be null. And these are dates. So, oh, I'm sorry. Max hours is double fixed 2 decimal places. I'm going to call it this. I'm going to double fix 2 decimal places. I'm going to make it decimal 9,2. 9-digit number. There's a decimal point. The last 2 digits are to the right of the decimal point. And cannot be null. And these are going to be dates. These are just going to be dates. So I'm going to set this to date. This doesn't matter. And it can be null. And I'm going to set this one to date. And it can be null. Now, another thing is foreign keys, they need to be indexed. And I'll explain in class what indexing is, but if it needs to be searched and linked up to another table, an index makes it so you can do a binary search. So I'm going to click index right here. Index, make department an index. And so, and we can actually confirm that by clicking down here, indexes, and we see that department is actually an index. And the other, so the last one is, now if it's a primary key already, then it's already indexed. This one needs to be indexed. This is employee definition table department. So let me just quickly go back and do that. Employee, this department needs to be indexed. See, we click on indexes, we see it's not, only the employee number. So department needs to be indexed. And does this get updated? Yes, it does. Okay, the last one we have to do is assignments, and both of these together are the primary key. This is a double fixed 1 decimal point. So let's go to assignment structure, and I'm going to set both of these as the primary key. I'm going to click both these checkboxes, and over here, down here, click primary. And so now they're both underlined, and they're both long integers and hours worked. Okay, so these are both long integers. Let me click here and make this a double int, a big int, and let's make this one a double int, big int. And this can be decimal 3 comma 1. You make it more than that for whatever reason. It's okay. Okay, so I think we've got them all connected up. Now, one last thing that we can do with INNODB is we can connect up these foreign keys here. So we can set we can actually set these relationships so the database can enforce it for us. So if we go to employee, click structure, we can go down here and click relation view, and we can set department equal to the department name. It's a foreign key into this is the primary key of department. And then here is where we set our constraints, and we can restrict for department for deletes. Let's restrict it. So we can either cascade the deletes. It has to do with if the department that this is referring to gets deleted out of the department table, then what happens to a record in this table? Do we cascade the delete? Do we restrict it so that we don't let it delete? Or do we just set this equal to null? Let's restrict the delete. Let's disallow it. For updating, though, if we change the name of the department over in the department table, we would like the name over here to change right along with it. So we're going to cascade updates. Okay, got that? All right, save. And so that's set. And let's see, what else do we want to, we got to go back to the assignment here. We've set this one over to here. We need to set this one over to here. So let's go to project. Let's go to the project table, and let's go to structure, and click relation view, and we're going to set this equal to the department name, and we're going to same thing here. We're going to restrict and update. We're going to cascade. Cascade, restrict, cascade. Okay. And then we need to fix up the assignment. This one has got to connect over to here, and this one's got to connect over to here. So let's go here and go to the assignment table and click on structure, and then relation view. And right here we're going to connect project ID to project ID, and delete. If we delete the project, we can delete this record. If we update the project, we can cascade the update. So in other words, if we change the project ID. For employee number, same thing. If we it's connected to employee.employee number, and we're going to cascade both delete and update. Okay, oops. Foreign key employee number, check data types. So employee number, this assignment, I know the problem. This is a big int, and this is not. So let's make this a big int. Now let's go back to assignment and structure and click relation view. And this is set up. Let's see if we can set this equal to employee number. And it looks like it's fine. Okay, so now we've set up all the relationships between the tables, and we have set all those and set the constraints. And so now I think we're done in PHPMyAdmin, and we've loaded up the database. So we have finished with importing and setting the field types. Now let's connect the database up to ABase. And so let's go back here and go to our page. And I'm going to go to, actually I'm going to go back to the dashboard and go settings, ABase for MySQL. And I'm going to use the third database. So right here, I'm going to type rich 321, which is the same as this here. So you type what yours is. You type yours. I'm going to take this and copy it and put it over here. And then I'm going to say underscore, and the name of my database, you recall, is alternative 2. Alternative 2. It's exactly the same as this right here, rich 321 alternative 2. Okay, so that's database number 3. I'm going to save the settings, and then I'm going to go back to my page and assignment, alternative assignment 2, and I'm going to edit this, and I'm going to change this right above this. I'm going to set this to db equals 3. And then right after that, I'm going to do another ABase again, and I'm going to see what I get. View page, and here we see we have our 4 tables populated, and so just to start us out here, I'm going to do the first one, and then maybe let's see, I'll do the first one here. Maybe I'll do the first 2, and then I'll end this video and start again with a new one for to give you help with the remaining ones. So I'm going to do Shift, Enter, left square bracket, ABase, echo equals blue, doesn't matter what color it is, SQL equals select, asterisk from project, that's it, close quote, right square bracket, and click update. And if I view the page, I see this. I see my select statement, and this is what your data should look like. Now, if you have a problem where these quotes are not regular old ASCII quotes, but they're smart quotes, you know, they curl in, you can try going back to the dashboard and clicking on settings, going to ABase for MySQL, and you can try disabling WP texturize. It's a theme dependent, it's actually a theme dependent or even WordPress version dependent bug that you can try to fix that way. The other thing you can do is upgrade, that might help. So anyway, I'll do one more here, and then close this one up. Close this video down. Let's see. What are project ID? These 4. So it's a projection off the same table. So click Edit Page, and all we're doing this time is specifying which which columns we want. And we see now we only see the columns that we specified in the select. Okay, thanks for watching.